Hi buddies, welcome back. It's your baby girl again, Oshine Adiola. How are you guys doing? As you can hear from my voice, I'm doing very well, although not every time you get to enjoy the rosy life, but trust me, I'm very fine. So let's watch this tutorial together, okay? So on today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a very nice structured panel. As you can see on the thumbnail, you can see what we are working on. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to my essay. This essay is very important in this tutorial, okay? And the next one is going to be my doll face fabric. As you can see, there's a very shining part and there's a dull part of the doll face, so it depends on which of. And the next one is boning. We have different types of boning, definitely, and this is a polyester boning, and I don't know why, but I use more of the polyester boning than every other. So let's get into the video. I need 3 panels of this structure, and the first panel I decided to go for 28 inches, and 28 inches divided by 2 is 13 inches. As you can see, I tried to measure the 28 inches, that is, I divided it by 2, which is 13, measured the 13 on my fabric, then folded it into 2, so 13 plus 13 is 28 inches. Then you give it a proper pressing to just make it smooth and well organized. In a private plane, I'll lamp on it. So after that, we've gotten the length, so we want the breadth of the measurements. So I decided to go for 7 inches, depending on what and how big you want yours to look like. For me, I decided to go for 7 inches, but I feel like at the end of I later on used 6 inches because of the folding allowance. So as you can see, I already did the chalking, and all I need to do is to cut it. And please, for beginners, when you're cutting your fabric, please always use your second hand to hold the fabric, so it doesn't shift or move. It changes measurements actually, so you just have to pay attention and be careful when you're cutting it, okay? Day comes as I go, God watch over me. And I told you earlier that we need 3 panels basically, so I decided to cut 28 inches in 2 places. As you can see what I'm doing, so basically due to the fact that the style we are making has 2 structures at the front and a bigger long structure beside, so I decided to cut the same 28 inches in 2 places. In a private plane, I'll lamp on it. Then call me bank on it. Cause I walk around with the bank on him. Show them Gangnam Style, put the gang on him. Twist my fingers. This is the next panel I'm working on, and like I said earlier, always give it a nice press so it doesn't move or shift when you're trying to measure. So I used 28 inches for those 2, and this one I decided to go for 50 inches. Not like I made a decision here, but I already measured the panel. And how do you get to measure the panel? All you have to do is to take your tape roll, put your fabric, the one you've made on ground, put it on your mannequin, then take the tape roll and use it to measure how you want your structure to look like on the fabric. Any design you want to make, just try and use your tape roll to measure the length, how you want it to look on the panel, how you want it to look on the fabric, and how you want it to look on your customer. So that's just how to measure it. You can either do a smaller length or a longer length, depending on what you want. Basically, it doesn't have to be this exact measurement that I'm making. If I'm doing 28, you could do 20. If I'm doing 50, you could do 40, kind of thing. Do you understand? So depending on what you want for your clients and how you want it to look on your client's body. Do you understand? Show them Gangnam Style, put the gang on him. Twist my fingers up on a bang on him. Lele oh, lele oh, yeah. And here comes the most essential stuff we need in this panel making. Trust me, you need this stay. You actually need this stay. See, if you don't use this stay, this panel will not come out the way you want it to come out. Do you understand? So I'm just trying to like give it a nice press on my fabric. And please don't forget, I decided to use the shining face. You can use the dull face if you like. You can use the shining part of the dull face if you like, depending on what you want. Do you understand? And when you're getting your stay, please pay attention. You need to get the clothing stay, because some estays are very bad. And in case you get like a very bad estay that doesn't stick to your fabric, you can also like introduce your hemming gum to it. So you just lay your hemming gum underneath before your fabric. Do you understand? So you put your estay, then you put your hemming gum, then you put your fabric on it. So that makes it, really nice, and it sticks to the fabric very well. Okay. And also, the kind of iron I would definitely recommend is a steaming iron. Steaming iron don't burn fabrics. You hardly see steaming irons that burn fabric. Do you understand? So far there's water inside.
Put the gang on him, twist my fingers up on a bang.
After putting your stay under your doll face, then the next thing is to take it to your machine and stitch. And like I said earlier, I actually did the breadth for 7 inches, and 1 inch is for the sewing allowance, and all we need is the 6 inches. Do you understand? So you take it to your machine and stitch. And please, for beginners again, although I don't really do beginners tutorial, I basically focus on advanced classes tutorials. Okay. And for your beginners, basically when you're stitching on your fabric on your machine, always try to control your fabric on your machine with your 2 hands. That gives it like a very nice and straight sewing. Do you get? So just in case you are having difficulties in like stitching and your work is not straight, please, you can just do it like this. As you can see what I'm doing, you just use your hand to like control your fabric, and you're good to go. Trust me on this one. Okay.
Anything I said, I stamp on it. In a private plane, I lamp on it. Lele oh, then they call me Bankole. Cause I walk around with the bank on it. Show them Gangnam Style, put the gang on him. Twist my fingers up on a bang on him. Lele oh, lele oh.
After doing that, the next stage is to give your fabric or your panel a nice press. So you can use any equipment that you use that is suitable for you to like turn this fabric to the right side. Okay.
Make him look red like a tomato. If him not dead, then he call my doors. No go fambo. As that day comes, as I go, God watch over me, oh Lord. I cannot trust my neighbors.
And the next thing, your stitching should always be at the center. As you can see what I'm doing while pressing it, your stitching should always be at the center. It shouldn't be by the side. Okay, that gives it like a very nice structure as well, just in case if you don't know. Okay. I've said okay like 1 million times in this video, but you know what, it is what it is. The same way some people like to say so mine is okay. So as you can see, I'm just trying to give it like a very nice press. Just press everything. Please let it be at the center. Your stitching should be at the center. I made a tutorial video one time, and I got a lot of comments on how to attach the panel on their fabric. Trust me, all you need is your needle and thread. You just have to take your time and make it very very neat. It shouldn't be a long stitch, it should be a tiny stitch. So after giving your cloth a very nice press, the next thing is to come in with your polyester boning and give it 1 inch allowance. So that is, mine is 28 inches, then my boning will be 27 inches or 26 inches, depending on how much allowances you want. Okay, so that's just what you need to do. Then you cut it. All I need is 2 boning for each fabric.
Comes as I go, God watch over me, oh Lord. I cannot trust my name. You can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I stamp on it. In a private plane, I lamp on it. Lele oh, then they call me Bankole. Cause I walk around with the
And now I'm going to bring in this idea of using, your left foot. We have like different foot, mouth foot for your machine. So this particular one, I'm using my left foot. I have both right and left. So this foot I used for, installing your zips. Okay. But if you don't have this foot, all you have to do is to measure your boning, then remove like 1/4 away from the boning, and then sew it on the fabric, then you pass through your boning. Okay. But this foot like really help you secure your boning in this fabric because of the style we are going for. This boning has to be very well secured. Okay, so you actually need this foot, but if you don't have this foot, you can just use that procedure. Just sew the fabric, then pass boning inside. But as you can see in this video, like the boning is already like inside my fabric. All I just have to do is just stitch with my left foot. And also, as you can see, I'm just trying to use my hand to like control the boning inside, just for it to be very firm and tight, because it is very very important to do this. Okay, so it doesn't give your work like a slacky look. Do you understand? So just take your time. I always advise my workers, it is better for you to do your work once than for you to like make mistake, and starting from the beginning was not the extent. Do you understand? Always take your time. Fashion is not like a small thing to do. You just have to like take your time and get it once and just let it go and move to the next. Especially when you have express delivery and you're not like rushing. Why are you rushing? Just take your time. Take your time.
Feel macho, make him look red like a tomato. If him not dead, then he comatose. No go fambo. As that day comes, as I go, God watch over me.
And after stitching in your boning, all you have to do is to give it a nice fold. Can you see the way I folded it? And take it to your weaving machine and stitch, just to give it a neat work. Definitely for me, I like when my works are very neat. Trust me, I don't joke with finishing. Majority of you that watch tutorials on YouTube, I feel like most of you make mistakes along the line when you don't like pay attention to like some details that are very important. So you need to pay attention, and after watching the video and you've done it and it doesn't look like what you've watched, so always just take your time and follow the details. Don't skip anything when you're doing your own. After that, I'm just trying to use my lighter to melt down the extra edges of my weaving. Then you can now take it to your panel or to your clothes and put any design you want to do. Just put it on it and just do your thing. Just give it a nice structure. As you can see what I'm doing, I'm just trying to give it a nice and thorough look. Just let it look like what they ordered. After that, you can now give it a nice stitch. Take your time to stitch your panels together. And also, trust me, you can use this design to create any sleeve panel that you want, any structure that you want. Just go through this procedure. And there are some other panels that it doesn't have to look like this. I also have a tutorial teaching you on how to make a sleeve panel, so you do not have to go with this structure. But just in case you want your panel to look like this, as you can see, like the bonings are also showing, but it's not like very visible. Do you understand? So if you want to give your structures like this also, you can go for this panel. After stitching your panel on your fabric, you can just use an extra fabric or applique to just give it a nice finishing coverage, just to make it look very neat. And that brings me to the end of this tutorial. I hope you guys find this tutorial very helpful and enjoyed it the way I enjoyed filming and making voiceover over this video. Thank you, buddies. Thank you guys for watching this video, and you know what to do. You already know. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification button, and drop comments for me. Anything you want me to talk about or teach you guys, just hit me up in my comment section, and your baby girl got you for life. Okay, love you, buddies. Bye.